It was one bitterly cold and snowy winter day at Pearl Street Inn in Boulder, Colorado, where we embarked our mission of Univera back in 1999. And I was 15 years younger, chronologically, and I was more quieter and a little more shy than I am today. But I wanted to share this vision and mission of business that I was just about to embark with hands full of master of network marketing that I wasn't quite familiar with. So first I started by sharing my father's story. My father received health and wellness benefit from these wonderful plants from aloe vera, and he fell in love with these plants, and he made a commitment to build this global platform from farm to family, and spent a lot of years of efforts to build the science. And we are ready to take this wonderful science and farm to family structure to the world. So I humbly ask those people in attendance, handful of people, to join what I call this powerful movement to bring the best of nature to humankind. And I also made a promise that I will devote my lifetime to serve, to realize, for you to realize the vision that we are sharing in this room. And 15 years later today, we didn't become Facebook of the world or Apple of the world, but I'm so proud of the fact that we stayed on the course. We have been true to our mission and vision, and we have been honest with our action. And over the last 15 years, we have touched so many lives out there in the world, make difference in this world, and positive change in life. So today, I'm celebrating our first 15 years of history, and we are talking about pioneer, but for the future, we all are pioneers in this room. So I'm ever grateful and thankful for your commitment, for your heart and soul to bring the best of nature to humankind. And I'd like to give everybody a big round of applause, all the pioneers of Univera. Everybody stands up and give a big round of applause to Univera pioneers. Thank you. Thank you. My father, Lee, he was a successful businessman all his life, but in mid-70s, he was struck by this health challenge, which was very serious. And he received this wonderful plant called aloe vera as a gift from his friend, and miraculously recovered from his health challenge. And that plant not only given him the health and wellness that he needed, but a vision and commitment to share his personal experience with so many others. So from the receiving the gift and on, he started sharing aloe vera plants from so many people for at least 10 years before he embarked his own business. I'm still walking down the street in Seoul, Korea, and meeting people and recognizing, oh, Bill, you are Lee's son. My daughter was received, my mother was received your aloe vera from your father. And I walk into somebody else's office, and there was the CEO that, oh, you're Lee's son. I received aloe vera plants, your father. So he was just enjoying sharing these aloe vera plants from probably about an acre aloe vera field that he had on the greenhouse in Korea. And it was 1985 when he embarked a Univera Korea in order to share these beautiful aloe vera plants and benefit of nature to so many other people. And about that time, I think exactly to be a summer of 1986, when I first joined my father's company in a startup formation of Univera Korea back in 1986 as a summer internship. And that changed my life. I didn't join his company for business opportunity or making money opportunity, but I totally fell in love with his very mission and his determination to bring the best of nature to humankind. So, from this little farm, we form a son and the father team together, which I enjoyed a beautiful 15 years before his death, that we built our infrastructures together. So my business start with Univera by taking a mission of developing a aloe ingredient company down in Texas. And I was 25 years old, and I had a long hair and toned blue jean when I first entered into the business. And I was lucky enough to find the opportunity that I can buy this old aloe vera operation from the bank with a $50,000 down, and I had a savings of about $20,000, and I had a loan from my father, $30,000, which I never paid back. But it was 1988 when I first entered into this aloe vera operation that I purchased from the bank. And I opened the door, and we were doing some cleanup thing. And I found in the cleanup stage two most astonishing facts that made me realize that I was not embarking a business, but I was on the line of fate. And first document is showing here. It's an old newspaper article back in 1940s. Said that very aloe vera business that I purchased was very first aloe vera farm in the United States, cultivated by Mrs. Lee Ewald in 1939. Same last name as mine. So as I read through this article in the cleanup stage, I was almost feeling her voice and telling me that, Bill Lee, I'm Mrs. Lee Ewald. I'm handing you this baton that I started back in 1939, way before your birth, to bring these wonderful plants and its benefit to our community and to the world. So they take good care of this farm. And I looked through these documents a little more, and I found another document that was totally astonishing. And that was a little shipping invoice to Seoul, Korea, dated back in 1976. And that address was to my father's company. So we just acquired by serendipity, by fate, the very first aloe vera operation and pioneer farm. And that very aloe that I purchased as a 25-year-old man with a long hair and toned blue jean, the very aloe was shipped to my father to save his life. And that our aloe, our business operation, not only has scientific base and business base, but as well as historical heritage built into it. And it is a fate. So this young man brought the team together, and we worked really hard on that business called Hilltop Gardens. And went through a lot of difficult phase. And now, 25, 26 years later, today, Hilltop Gardens is located down in Texas is considered to be the largest organic and naturally and environmentally friendly farm in Rio Grande Valley. And I'd like to share very happy news today that we just beat productivity of a conventional farm in amount of yield that we are getting this year. Congratulations to Hilltop Gardens. And Hilltop Garden now became the world's largest collection of all the species of aloe vera. We have over 500 aloe vera species that people come and look for their research, as well as continuing beautification of Healing Garden is being enjoyed by the community as a healing retreat center. And now if you visit Hilltop Gardens today, after 75 years, you often see local students come in and learn about healing power of nature and what nature can offer. And Hilltop Gardens didn't stop there. So we expanded down to Mexico a year after we started Hilltop Gardens. And we formed I call it warriors down in Mexico. And we turned this land, which used to be called as a Farma de Diablo, which is farm of devil, to Farma de Angelos. We didn't stop there. Upon Mexico, we expand our operation over the last 2 decades to Hainan Island, Kraskina, Russia. So now, my father started little operation of 1-acre farm in Korea to share this wonderful benefit of aloe vera, became 100 acres in the Hilltop Gardens back in 1988. Now, we have 10,000 acres of aloe vera field all around the world, which is considered to be the largest aloe vera operation in the world. Now, I have been trying a lot, but I sometimes make mistakes. But there are a few things that I really did right in my life. And one of them is this aloe vera plants. From 1988, when we acquired and realized this line of fate, that I have to protect this historical value of very first aloe vera farm that was handed to my father on a fate base in Korea, that I had a commitment to preserve historical heritage as well as a genetic originality of the plants that we had in Hilltop Gardens over the last 75 years. So preservation plan went on. As I was 25 years old, long hair and tone blue jean, sociology major. Pretty good, eh? So when we had a freeze back in 1989, most of the aloe vera plants were totally lost in the state of Texas, and we were almost losing all the plants that we had in Hilltop Gardens back in 1989 when freeze hit. But we managed to, with HY there, save 200,000 aloe vera plants, and we saved it in a heated warehouse. And that's how we keep the originality and historical value of aloe vera plants. And when we developed Mexico plantation, we transported, instead of purchasing from the local, 1 million aloe vera plants from Hilltop Gardens. And when we developed Hainan Island farm operation in China, we transported 3 million plants over the Pacific Ocean to maintain historical heritage as well as genetic originality of Hilltop Gardens. So, aloe that we are drinking today is from 75 years ago. Mrs. Lee Ewald planted, handed down to us, and transported all the way over to Korea in 1976 to save my father's life. Now we are spreading in 10,000 acres all over the world. Thank you. So we got this farm-to-family thing nailed down. It was hard work, but we did. But there was another piece that we needed to put together, which was a science. We embarked this company to bring the best of nature to humankind. And in order to bring the best of nature to humankind, we needed to understand what the best of nature was, and we need to understand how to make the best of nature, right? Sociology major. I don't know anything about how to make and what the best of nature was all about. So what I did back in 1989, I invited all the prominent scientists who were interested in studying aloe vera and natural plants with us. And this was a picture. I was young by then. There's a guy in the middle was me. So basically, what I asked this scientist back in 1989 was, again, sociology major, didn't know how to explain it. I was trying to be as simple as possible. So probably some of you heard this story that, doctors, thank you for coming. And I'm here to build a company to bring the best of nature to humankind. And I want you to help me by building this little machine that I stick all the aloe vera plants around the world and spit out all the great compounds that can benefit the world. Can you make it? And surprisingly, this group of doctors said yes. Only caveat was that, Bill, we can do it, but it will take a minimum of 10 years and minimum budget of $100 million. And you know what? Now I'm thinking back, preparing this presentation, those doctors thought I was a cool, smart, young investor because I didn't blink the eyes. I just say, yes, go ahead and do it. And they were a little surprised. But inside of me, this is the first time I'm sharing this, inside of me saying, get the heck out of here. 10 years, $100 million? No way. You're pulling my leg. But started from 1989 until we embarked Univera North America in 1999. It took us exactly 10 years and $100 million to perfect aloe vera science today. And Stephen Shinensky can testify that for me. So, Univera now, with farm-to-family global structure that nobody else has, and world-best science that we spent 10 years and $100 million, what that whole make us, Univera? World-best aloe company. Can we repeat together? World-best aloe company. So, processing technology, now we understand how great aloe is in terms of benefits and its functionality. Processing the world best aloe vera has been a challenge and task and continuing efforts for us in the last few decades. So back in 1989, we developed a very first generation of processing technology called TTS. And the second generation was developed through spending $100 million called active aloe processing technology, which is our patented technology that we made aloe vera process better than what you can acquire from the nature. And then 2005, we added a third generation of aloe vera processing called Q-Matrix. Now, we deployed that technology into making world best aloe gold. Now in 2008, we put together a team of scientists and researchers to develop a fourth generation of aloe vera processing. And after 5 years of rigorous research, I was informed of completion of the fourth generation of aloe vera processing back in October of 2012. I was very excited about it. Have you heard about this terminology called allopolysaccharide? I'm a sociology major. If I can say it, anybody can say it. Can you repeat after me? Allopolysaccharide. One more time. Allopolysaccharide. One last time. Allopolysaccharide. Reason why I'm saying this is allopolysaccharide is the integral part of a functionality and benefit of aloe vera. Aloe vera and allopolysaccharide provide us with an immune enhancement and provide with a digestive health and skin health. And it's a barometer to figure out whether aloe is good aloe or bad aloe. So it is the key indicator of aloe vera. Once again, allopolysaccharide. So now this fourth generation of aloe processing technology that we developed, called MaxP, deployed farming technology and data that we accumulated over 3 decades. And all the biotechnology that we pour money into this aloe research over the years, as well as processing technology and experience into this. So this new technology called MaxP give us more allopolysaccharide than anybody else in the world. Previous technology, Q matrix, allopolysaccharide level through MaxP technology is not only give us 10% more allopolysaccharide, pretty good, right? You're not excited. 20% more allopolysaccharide? Yeah. No, you're not excited. 50% more allopolysaccharide? You're not excited enough. MaxP technology provides us with the power to produce 100% more allopolysaccharide than technology before. No one, no company and no individual in this world has that and will not have that in the near future, but Univera has it. Now, I share the story that what I do every day for the last 15 years, ever since my daughter Grace was born, is pour aloe vera for my family. So that's what I do every day. But as a chairman of the board, when they make a prototype of Aloe Select, they gave me the prototype. You know what I did? I went home. Oh, this is an Aloe Select here. And quietly walked, and without even saying hi to Jane and my beautiful 3 children, I went to the refrigerator, opened the door, you know, the milk, oranges, and all that, slide it away, put this bottle way in the back of the refrigerator, because if they found out there's a new aloe vera product came out, they would drink it. So I hide that. I woke up very first thing in the morning, and I took this out, and I opened the bottle, and drink it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just drank 20 aloe vera leaves equivalent of aloe polysaccharide, 100% more aloe polysaccharide than what we have in aloe gold, a minimum of 3 to 5 times more allopolysaccharide than any products on this planet. This, I just drank, is world best aloe product ever existed on this planet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we search for the meaning of best of nature. And we define the meaning of best of nature. Now we have perfected the best of nature here. So, throughout this convention, are we ready to take this to the world? Are we ready? Thank you. Let's do it. Thank you.